Have you ever read something that's so monumentally dumb you have to check to make sure you're still awake? Well, prepare yourself. Should the all 3D Lion King remake be called an animated movie? Director Jon Favreau says no. Ooh Lord, how high am I? Before I get into this, let me say thanks to all the people who donated to Ko-fi and to Patreon. Thanks for the support. It's much appreciated, especially with the current shenanigans going on with YouTube. It's amazing that a platform intended for people to share ideas ends up with curated recommended videos, mass demonetizations, and bannings, and feckless Mexican power bottoms who demand their critics be silenced because apparently they've got plenty of room for a footlong, but not a little joke. Anyway, thanks to everyone for the support. Now let's get to this crazy ass article. Slashfilm posted this thing, and I'm just gonna read it, cause it's so retarded. Quote, unlike some recent live-action Disney remakes, technology is a big part of the reason of the trek for Jon Favreau's The Lion King. While the director incorporated some live-action elements into 2016's The Jungle Book, this version of The Lion King does not feature any human characters. That means the entire film is being created using computer graphics, resulting in some breathtaking realistic depictions of not only the African savanna, but the animals that inhabit it. So it's animated. It's just photorealistic 3D animation. I thought that was clear. Obviously no lion, meerkat, or warthog is gonna stand still long enough for you to film 90 minutes worth of footage. You had to animate it, which begs the question why, since the original film and Disney's knockoff were already animated. You're not gonna top The Lion King. That movie is easily in the top 5 best animated films ever. There's literally no point in trying, especially when you're trading expressive stylized designs of the hand-drawn animation for photorealism with animals that can express half the emotions a human face can. This is why the animators altered the animal designs in the first place. They need to be able to show range. But instead, you switched it out for photorealism and limited yourself to the only expressions lions can have. Bored, sleepy, and I'm gonna murder you. Look at some of these comparisons. You can't even show that Simba's afraid because a lion can't move its eyebrows to that shape. This entire film is basically you just saying, what would it look like with real lions? It'd be like watching Animal Planet set to the Lion King soundtrack. I'm sure the 3D animators did a fantastic job, and I'm sure the film will look gorgeous. I'm also sure that it would look better if the 3D models matched the original look, just like I'm sure that this movie didn't need to be made. However, there's apparently some confusion over whether this remake is live action or animated. Quote, The Lion King is utilizing cutting-edge technology, including virtual reality, to bring the story to life in a new way. And when Favreau showed me and some other journalists some footage of Rafiki, the baboon voiced by John Candy in this film, I was truly shocked with what I saw. The footage, which was still just a test to make sure the filmmakers were on the right path, looked completely indistinguishable from a legitimate nature documentary, and it was created entirely in a computer. So it's animated. It's an animated film. Why is it so hard? You can't call a film live action if there was no live action shot. It's all digital, so it's animated. Should we call The Lion King remake animated or live action? I just explained this. It's animated. Every frame of the film was created in a computer. It's not real, ergo, vis-a-vis, concordantly, it's animated. Jesus. Favreau doesn't know. How does he not know what it is? He's a director of live action films. Are you saying he can't tell the difference between CGI and reality? Well, it's difficult because it's neither really. No, that doesn't make any sense. You know, I've been taking Sudafed. I'm just going to assume it's a Sudafed. That's what's doing it. It's a Sudafed. It depends what standard you're using. The one where the camera captures the performance of a living, breathing animal versus the one that doesn't. Because there's no real animals, and there's no real cameras, and there's not even any performance that's being captured that's underlying data that's real. Everything is coming through the hands of artists, but to say it's animated I think is misleading as far as what the expectations can be. Jesus Christ. Look, I know I'm high on Sudafed, and I need new glasses, and I've been working on the constructed language so my English is a little off, so I'm just going to read that again. Because there's no real animals, and there's no real cameras, and there's not even any performance that's being captured that's underlying the data that's real. Everything is coming through the hands of artists, But to say it's animated, I think that's misleading as far as what the expectations might be. Oh my god. Animation. Now, a dynamic visual medium produced from static drawings, models, or objects posed in a series of incremental movements that are then rapidly sequenced to give the illusion of lifelike motion. You literally described what animation is. Literally. But it's not animated. Well, what the fuck is it then? If we put up that Rafiki footage and didn't say what it was, some people might know, some people might not know how it was done, but it causes you to be present and mindful and pay attention because you're trying to figure out what you're looking at. An animated film? Seriously, what century are you from? Nobody is going to look at this film and not know how you did it. We've had CGI characters for the last 30 years. They have fucking talking cats on commercials, man. Everyone knows it's not real. They might not know that the entire animal is fake. They may think that you used a real baboon and then CGI'd up his mouth and eyes to make him talk. But no one is confused. Even toddlers know it's not real. I think calling it live action is also not appropriate either, because it's an animated film. Because it sounds like we're trying to present something that isn't accurate. Yeah, you're trying to pretend it's not animated. It's clearly animated. If it got any more animated, Nancy Pelosi would invite us across the fucking border. And I don't know what we're gonna call it. Fucking animated. How do you not know what you shot? Here, these are your words. Because there's no real animals, and there's no real cameras, and there's not even any performance that's being captured that's underlying data that's real. Everything's coming through the hands of artists. So it's animated. Jesus Christ. But remember, we have to sort of fit it into one clickable headline, so it's hard to have the nuance. What nuance? You didn't film any animals. You didn't shoot on location. The only thing that's real are the voices. There's no nuance to be had. I don't care about all the previous fake location scouting you did or the random camera moves and fake mistakes you added in to make it look like it was really filmed. You did all that with low-res models and then sent it over to the production team so they could animate the damn thing. It's a photorealistic animated film of a beloved movie that's probably not going to be as good as the original or the Disney knockoff. Just call it what it is, John. There's no shame in making an animated film. But I gotta say, what happened to Disney? Where are your original ideas? Where are your Disneyfied versions of folktales and classic novels? What happened to the creativity? That desire to take something like Treasure Island, spin it, and turn it into this awesome space epic. There's still more fairy tales, man. Y'all barely scratched the surface. Hell, make a fucking Kingdom Hearts movie. You own the rights. Bring back 2D animation. Let's see what you can do with modern technology. Most of the folks from the 90s are still alive and want to draw. Come on. And don't give me anything about the budget, because this Lion King movie might be the most expensive animated film Disney ever made. I'd be shocked if the budget for this thing was anything less than $250 million. Probably closer to $300 million. You could have taken that budget and made 3 or 4 brand new animated movies with that. Instead, you want to remake Alice in Wonderland, Cinderella, The Jungle Book twice, my beloved Beauty and the Beast, Dumbo, Aladdin, and it keeps getting worse. We've got Lady and the Tramp, Mulan, The Sword and Stone, Pinocchio, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Lilo and Stitch, and The Little Mermaid. Just make new stuff, Disney. You guys used to be good at this. Come on. Be the Disney we all know you can be. Show me the world. Open my eyes. Take me wonder by wonder. A whole new world. Every turn a surprise. With new horizons to pursue. Every moment red letter. A thrilling chase. A wondrous place. For you and me.